Hey, what's good? This is RB. Interestingly enough, it's 7:11 on the clock, so I thought this would be a good time to go ahead and drop this video. Got a few minutes of time left before I actually head out for my nightly ventures and taking care of business. So, want to make this time useful and go ahead and drop this little video before I get out of here. So, today's topic, if you read it on the title, is trendy versus crazy, or however I worded it. I can't even think of it right now. But trendy and crazy, those words are synonymous. And it's basically just peeping out some research that I've been doing in regards to this new topic known as trending. Trending topics, trendy, trend. That's the new trend, is to be focused on the trends. So I stated it, now that I can see it, it's trend equals craze and trendy equals crazy. So those words are synonymous because you have trendy and you have crazy. A person caught up on the latest trend is trendy, and a person that's caught up in the latest craze is known as crazy. And that's actually the figurative definition of when you call a person crazy. And I rounded it off by what you have, mass hysteria. And that's just important because the topic has been going on for a little bit, trying to figure out how this whole Twitter thing works. I've yet to figure it out, but eventually I'll get the hang of it. But if I had a guesstimate, it really is based on what I just said, which is trend and craze. A person that's caught up in the latest craze, often considered as crazy, and the latest trend is trendy. And basically, what it entails is that you caught up in the craze or trend and you're just doing things and you're not necessarily sure about the reason that you're doing it, but you're just doing it for the fact that it's the thing that everybody's doing. And that's what you get the term trend or craze. I listed definitions from the dictionary just so that we can stay on course. So why that's important is because kids generally are the ones that go through that. We've all gone through that before, even myself. When I was a little bit younger, we had various trends and crazes. Mine was Guess. I was caught up in the Guess trend. Then it moved on to Jabos and so on and so forth. So that's a part of being a youth, and some of us are a little bit cooler, so we might be on the cutting edge of the trend or the craze, set the trends and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's natural and that's to be expected. And even as adults, sometimes we do that. But what I can say is grown-ups past the age of 18 show to seem like more and more individuals are starting to take the course of somewhat childish behavior, in my opinion. And the reason is because as a grown up, you kind of have to figure out what works best for you and what distinguishes you from the rest. You got to be solid on your stance, what you represent, and your ethos. If we're talking about brand and your ethics, where do you stand on the issues? You Democrat? Are you Republican? Are you moderate? Are you conservative? Are you right wing, left wing, pro choice, pro life, anti war, anti this, that? The list goes on and on, but basically that's just a grown up stance on life, being solid in exactly where you stand so that you can know where you invest your time and energies and where you don't invest your time and energies, what you're working for and what you're working against. And I want to state that because part of well, actually, primarily this online magazine is a cause, and we got to get everybody in alignment with the cause, whatever your cause may be. The cause is to have a cause and figure out what your cause is and state it. And the reason I even took the time out to speak about that issue is because kids, they haven't really been long, they haven't been around long enough, I should say, to see far ahead enough into the future to be able to anticipate where a trend is actually going to lead or a craze is actually going to lead. Call it an end game, and it kind of leads a person in a stalemate, if not in a worse position. So you have any way the wind blows ass type of person, as we call it, or bandwagon riding ass person. And when you get that way and you ride the bandwagon without really taking some time out to consider where the bandwagon might be leading before you decide to hop on it, or when you get there, you might determine that you're not in a place that you really want to be, that actually could have been avoided by just taking some time out and really, really looking at the results that the people are getting, or the results that you anticipate that people are going to be getting by following that trend or following that craze or riding that bandwagon. So that's basically all I have to share. Just a little bit of isms for your weekend, and it might come in handy, it might not. It might be something that you already know. So just consider it as a reminder. But I can notice a little pool effect, which has been known to happen in various cases throughout history, but it's especially true right now with this thing called the internet and communications. And if you're not really sure and solid on your positions, like straight up Democrat or straight up Republican or whatever it is that separates this from that, you can get pulled into an area or in a direction that you might not necessarily want to go. And then the only comfort that you'll have is that you're not alone, which is what they say, misery needs company. So you wind up in a fucked up position. I can cuss, this is my own production, and I allow cussing. So you wind up in a fucked up position and wind up saying, well, at least I'm not the only one. Some people get a strange kind of comfort from that, but you're the winners. If you focus on this, or if you listen to this, it's because you're coming to get some game tips. And once again, all of this is unedited and unrehearsed because I'm practicing on spontaneity. You just got to be able to hop on the mic and give it to you just as it is. Same way as I do when I'm out and about, which I'm about to head in probably about a half hour or so. It all depends. So I'm gonna leave you with that and keep it at 8 minutes. That's a good time to wrap it up. So with that, we said peace.